So yeah, it's another year, and we've got the exact same analytics as we saw last year. We still have access. We still all have access to the same analytics. You can still read some of the same stuff. You can still find some of the same stuff, and nothing's changed. Nothing has changed in terms of Nalyssa Smith as a basketball player, and it's unfortunate because she seems like a good person. She's a talented offensive player, but this is what we call the old WNBA not using analytics and playing and like talking about players like it's the 1990s because she can be an effective offensive player. But statistically, Nalyssa Smith has been the worst player in the WNBA this year. And people are like, "Oh, Angel Reese the lowest plus minus." No, the Chicago Sky are garbage with or without her. Statistically, Nalyssa Smith is the worst player in the WNBA this year. But before we get on to that, if you guys are new to the channel, subscribe. Unfortunately, this is a negative video. Quite a lot of negative videos today, honestly. Hopefully the links go and just cook, and I can make a video talking about the links just being unfair. Hopefully the links go and cook Connecticut or something, and I can get up in the morning maybe and record because I'm actually just gonna go to sleep. I'm not really bothered. I'm gonna get some sleep today because I haven't got proper sleep in a few days. But Nalyssa Smith is statistically, I read this article and it got taken down from freaking. It got taken down from the Reddit. Thank God I saw it. But like, it got taken down because no negative basketball talk is allowed. But Nalyssa Smith is becoming a nightmare. It's quickly becoming a nightmare for the Wings. And I don't think it's fair to say she's becoming a nightmare. It is what she is. And I said it a year ago where it's like, Nalyssa Smith should want to go to one of those expansion teams because I still think she can score. Like, she can score the ball. She has redeeming qualities. It's not like it's all bad with Nalyssa Smith. She's the worst defender I've ever seen in pro basketball. And again, I coach at the lowest level of, or with pretty much up there with the lowest levels of pro basketball in Europe. I coach in one of these tiers. Like, there are pros, thankfully none on the teams that not this year anyway, that have zero awareness. And a lot of the time, the pros come over, the import pros from America, they're needed to do everything on offense. So a lot of the time, they choose not to play defense, or a lot of the time, they can't play defense. And Nalyssa Smith is one of those players. She just can't play defense. I don't know if it's her instincts, I don't even think it's a mentality thing. I think she can't play defense. Like, I've never seen a worse defender in basketball than Nalyssa Smith. But the offseason acquisition of Nalyssa Smith seemed like going for wings, and I do think it was an okay one. I thought she was going to be a second stringer. I didn't think she was going to be starting. She brought a number of defensive limitations with her. She's still a young player who's flashed some scoring chops across her 3 seasons in Indiana. Unfortunately, wings, Smith hasn't been the answer yet. Per PPB stats, the Wings have been a complete disaster with Smith on the floor, posting a minus 23 net rating in their 61 minutes. Much of that has been because of the defense, as the team allows 120.66 points per 100 possessions Smith on the floor in almost equal 59 minutes with her on the bench. The defensive rating drops to 96.69, and the net rating rises to a plus 0.81. They go from being only better than the Sky to being an above average team when she's not on the floor. Nalyssa Smith is struggling to make an impact. Something interesting to note is that the Dallas offense feels equally bad with or without her, Smith. The offensive rating is 0.4 points per 100 possessions higher with her on the floor, a number that's essentially negligible. She's not the problem offensively. She's also not a solution, which is a problem. The problem with Nalyssa Smith is that she's a scorer. She's not a good offensive player. Like, I think a lot of people, a lot of the time, she's not a bad offensive player by any means. She is a scorer. That's what she is. She puts the ball in the basket. Does she pass? No. She's a good offensive rebounder too. Really good offensive rebounder. She's a really good offensive rebounder and she's a good scorer. Is she a good passer? No. Is she a good shooter? No. Is she a good cutter? No. Is she a good free throw shooter? No. Like, all of those things. Is she a good screener? No. All of those things get taken into account. And she's also, her awareness is non-existent on either end in terms of drifting. In terms of drifting, like, you can tell Fee Collier, it seems like Fee Collier wants to set her career high every time she plays against, every single time she plays against Nalyssa Smith. Because if all you have to do is just run in circles on Nalyssa Smith, and it's a layup. And it is. I think Nalyssa Smith, I actually think Nalyssa Smith is a talented enough scorer that it's not like she's a bad basketball player. It's not like her career is done. It's not like she can't change and become a good player. But like, Nalyssa Smith is what, 25 now? Is she 25? No, she'll be 25 this season. Like, she has yet to be a net positive in her career. Like, she was a net negative for the Fever last year. Ironically, the Fever were statistically the best team in the WNBA with her on the bench last year. So, and I don't mean they weren't the best, but I mean statistically, they were. She was the worst player in the Fever statistically. Obviously, Dallas needs Smith to be good enough for the offensive end to make up for how she hurts them on the defensive end. Smith, who averaged 15.5 points per game 2 years ago for the Fever before her numbers dropped with the arrival of Kane Clark. She's averaging 8.7 points per game and sixth on the team in field goal attempts. Solution on that end feels simple. Smith needs to be more assertive. She's a good scorer. On that side of things will come around, but the defense, well, might not come along. I've long believed Smith's physical skill needs to be a decent WNBA level defender, but court awareness has been an issue when she isn't strong enough to play well defensively when the wings take Myesha Hines-Allen off the floor. We've seen 20 minutes of Smith playing without Hines-Allen or Tierra McCown, and that's been a real disaster. The wings surrendered 157 points. They have a minus 70 point. They have in 20 minutes. They have a minus 70 net rating with her at the 5. And I understand 70 minutes or 20 minutes is too short of a sample size, but it's also not that small of a sample size. It's not a big enough sample size to say it's a lost cause, but it's enough of a sample size to notice it's alarming. Bigger issue, Smith has to be paired with another big. That limits what the Wings can do. It's clear from their rotation they don't really want McCown playing a ton, preferring to go with a smaller lineup. If Smith and Seegers can't coexist, though, limits how much Smith can play. Maybe a team needs to try Hines-Allen and Seegers starting front court and Smith getting minutes back and forth. I assumed that was going to be the starting five from day one, I'm not going to lie. Tough situation the Wings find himself in. The Hines-Allen-Smith pairing can work. The McCown and Smith pairing can work, but Smith's defensive issues when playing as a lone big means that her and Seegers can't share the floor, and that appears to be something head coach Chris Kaplanis wants Dallas to be able to do. This is the exact situation as we talked about the Fever. Nalyssa Smith needs a perfect surroundings. We talked about this, and I remember I need to see the Convos with Carter video. And Convos with Carter made a really good breakdown of it. This is like right before the Olympic break. I think I commented on the video. And it was basically, it was as good as saying that Nalyssa Smith is a player, but like she just won't be able to play with Caitlin Clark. So I didn't realize how long he's been doing YouTube. Go subscribe to Convos with Carter if you haven't yet. But I need to find this video because it was exactly what I said, where it's like she needs a team built around her, and she's not good enough to have a team built around her. Like that is a fact. That is a fact. Like you can see the Indiana Fever having the Nalyssa Smith problem. I think I commented. I'm on a wrong account right here. Or either that or he came onto I shouted him out and he came onto my video. But either way, every single problem with Nalyssa Smith from the Indiana Fever is still there. She still has, it's an entire breakdown. She still has the exact same problems. The exact same problems that she had a year ago. And people are like, oh, she's regressed. She hasn't regressed in any way. She has not regressed in any way as a player. She is Nalyssa Smith, who she's always been. And the problem is that, yeah, I think if she goes to an expansion team they build around her, she could average 17 points per game. I think she could. She's strong. She finishes okay. She's a good offensive rebounder. However, she is the worst for... It's funny. She's like the opposite of Angel Reese, where I'm like, Angel's the worst first option, but she's the fourth option. Your team's great. And I'm like, if Nalyssa Smith's your first option, she can go get buckets. If Nalyssa Smith is your fourth option, she's going to look like the worst play. She's going to look like the problem. And yeah, it's an unfortunate one because seems like a good person. Seems like she works hard. And seems like she gets on well with teammates, but I think we can be honest when we're talking about WNBA. We've got to treat it like it's a basketball league, and Nalyssa Smith has been statistically one of the worst players in the WNBA for the last 2 seasons. As far as I've been following it heavily, and I'm not going to speak on the season before, I knew who she was. That's about as much as I knew about Nalyssa Smith. I knew who she was because I think I watched one game just to see what the fuss was about Leah Boston and as their rookie year, but Yeah. Anyway, I'll see you guys.